Welcome to the Sleevie G Show. I'm your host or your most. My name is Gomez, and tonight, like any night here at the Sleevie G Show, we do have an amazing special guest. I would like to bring in Ash from the band Xscape Gote. Ash, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. First of all, nice marlin in the background, which we all like.
It's a
Not a big fish.
sailfish.
Say okay, but it's a big fish. I could say that.
Yes, yes.
That looked like it might have taken a couple hours to hook in and reel in, probably.
Well, he's from the 60s, so
Oh, okay.
it was before my time.
Okay, so whoever got it for you, put some time into it.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, Ash, I have to ask the name of the band Scapegoat. Where did that come from? It's an
Uh,
interesting name.
it actually came from the television show Cops.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, there was an elderly black man, and they were looking for a relative of his, and he said that they were just trying to use his as an escape goat. So me and my friends had a good laugh about it and thought it would be a good band name, and so it came from there.
And actually, I do like the name of the band because it's original. Because no, I never had ever thought in 100 years I ever used that as a band name. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you think that, and then you go look on the internet, and you realize that you're not as original as you think.
True, but the way you have it spelled, the way you have it done is original.
Thank you.
That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I was like, well, nobody's gonna spell it like this, so
So now the band, how did you guys all come together? I know it's two other people in the band, and how did you guys all come together?
I started the band in the early 2000s, and I've had different people in the band over the years, and had to take little breaks and stuff. But here the last year, we've been going full force. We got Miles Long on bass guitar, and he's really filled out what we needed.
Mhm.
That's what we were missing. And my drummer, Smoking Joe Sumrall, we've been playing together in the band Gone with the Flesh for over 10 years now. And he kept telling me, man, we need to do the Scapegoat. It's good stuff. We need to get it out there. So uh, we've been practicing at it, and we worked up some songs and came out with a new album.
Yeah, now I know you guys are coming out with a new album in the new year, if I remember correctly.
We just recorded the yard sale, and
Mhm.
had it come out in August, and we'll be going back into the studio and working on the next one in January.
So just not even being the singer of the band, but you're also the writer of the band. Now, do the other guys have input with you with the writing? You know,
Yes. And actually, on the next album that we're doing, Miles Long has some music that he put down, and I'm writing lyrics to. And Joe did one actually years ago. He did one, and it didn't have any lyrics. And I just recently put lyrics to it, and it's working. So that'll be on the next album too.
so now the question is, like, as a lead vocalist, guitarist, and writer, like when you're listening to the riffs of your guitar or the bass or the drums, how do you make up the words is my question. I mean, that's got to be not easy. You got to make sure the song makes sense and make sure it flows with the music.
Yeah, it's weird. It's every song is different.
Mhm.
Um, sometimes you'll start out with an idea and it'll just go completely sideways and turn into something else. Or I have songs that I've had for years that haven't been finished, and then one day it just pops in your head like the last verse or something, and there you go. There for me there hasn't been like a recipe. It's just kind of like a mad scientist in a laboratory kind of deal. Just crazy stuff happens.
Actually, you know what? I'm like in the same way because I'm all over the place with my show. I could actually be doing sports. I could have a musical guest. I could have an MLB catcher, or a MLB retired player, came on. So I'm like all over the spectrum with this show. That's why I love what I do. You know what I mean? Because I give people variety, and that's something I feel your music gives. Now it's kind of funny. I read a quote saying it's a hillbilly hard rock band.
Yeah.
I'm like, woo, hillbilly. I mean, it's like, all right, I don't, I
Well, I think
totally,
that came from my friend Donnell Blair, who's in the band Pass the Ammunition from
okay.
Dallas. And he's a great musician and a good friend, and he coined it as hillbilly metal. And I
Oh
thought
yeah,
that was
Hillbilly Metal.
probably
That's right.
probably the most accurate thing that I've heard yet, because my friends that are into rock say we're metal, and then my friends that are into metal say we're rock. So
So you're in between. But I mean,
yes,
I do love the sound. I was able to listen to the music, and I got to admit, you have this awesome sound, but it's a mixture of like I'm gonna say like the '70s into today almost. Like I feel like you hear like a bluesy sound, but also respect to the metal and to the rock. So it's like a huge mix that you guys have all together.
yeah, we're kind of all over the place, but we like all kinds of different music, so we don't listen to just one genre of anything. And we have so many, different influences, and it just all kind of comes together like it did.
Right. What was a couple of influences for you as a first of all as a songwriter and a singer as a guitarist too? Like who were some of your influences of
Well, I've been a guitar player the longest, so Eddie Van Halen was the one for me that made me want to play guitar.
okay.
I always wanted to
Which
play drums before that, but that wasn't happening at my house. So, the tennis racket and the couches and jumping off the couches with the tennis racket, that was my first guitar, you know,
nothing wrong with
uh,
that.
doing air guitar to Van Halen too. That's how I started. And then just I got into Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan, Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Metallica. Uh, I really enjoyed the crossover scene in the '80s with DRI and COC and all those bands, and
hmm
also Danzig. The first Danzig album was very inspired me a lot.
And let me tell you, that's a lot of names to, be inspired because, um especially in the early I want to say the early 80s because they always said glam band, but but it did I people say glam band, I think of Poison right away. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Motley Crue, I don't know about them, but they had an edge to them. Like even like Guns N' Roses had an edge to them. Like I didn't find them to be like the glam band. I fear they were just hardcore rockers back in those days.
yeah. Well, they did what they wanted to do, and they were good at it, and I think they weren't pretentious about it.
No, definitely
You know?
not.
So I think that's what you got to do. Write what you know about, play what you know.
This is true, and I mean, and that's why like the sound that you guys have was really good. I got to hear a little bit of the Flathead Fever, Restless. I found that a lot of the stuff I had to say YouTube and Spotify. You know what I mean? That's where you guys can find your music. And I gotta
Yep.
say, you do have an amazing sound because again, I do like listening to the sound of the band and how it listens, but I also like listening to the music too because the words make the songs to the way the band sounds. And you guys do a very well job. A
I
very
appreciate
great
that.
job, not a well job, Jesus. This shows where I'm at in the East Coast right now, exhausted, but it's one of those things that you just don't realize like how much time it takes to put a band together to find the right bandmates. It took you a little time, like you said before.
Yeah, it's been a long go, you know. And,
Now,
hopefully we can keep it rolling. That
well,
will build up some momentum.
I think you guys will. You just had your album come out in August, and then you're now writing and working on the new one for 2025. Like,
Yep.
how much time are you like? I wouldn't say put into it, but like, how long has it been taking to write the new album for the new year?
Uh, we've been we've been working on it for a couple of months now,
Okay.
and we've pretty much narrowed down which ones we're going to do, and now we're just going over them, and hopefully they'll be ready by the time we get into the studio in January. And if they're not, we'll just finish them up when we get in there.
Just like you said, like just it'll pop in your head or pop in the
Yeah.
band's head.
Or sometimes, it's amazing what you can do when you don't have a choice, when it's like, hey man, this has to be done like right now. So
I,
I actually had to do that on a couple of places in on the yard sale album. I
Mhm.
just didn't have something I was either not happy with or didn't have something at all. And it was like, okay, now's the time there's no more time. You got to do it now. And it actually seemed to work. And I actually enjoyed it.
I
So
mean
I'm
that
not too scared about going into the studio with, not everything. I'll have all the music or I'll have all the lyrics, one or the other. I won't have nothing, but
You'll have something with you, and that's good
yeah,
because again, it's one of those things that when you're looking and listening to the music, you hear it. You know what I mean? That's something I appreciate a lot. Especially you as the songwriter too, and the singer and the guitarist, because that's as I call it, the triple threat. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's usually sometimes the bassist is the songwriter, then the guitarist throws down the riff. It's like you're doing everything, but with the band too, because it takes a lot.
yeah. But we
Now,
love it, and that's what we do.
and that's the greatest thing because when you love something like I do, like I love doing this. You know what I mean? It's like it's not just a passion project now. It's like part of my life for a year and a half.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
and just like that's where I get what you mean by hey, I could do this, but I got to finish this off sooner or later. I got to do the now, and the pressures too, because I mean I think podcasting and songwriting are two different things, but the pressures of making sure you deliver something good is always there. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And that's something like I feel like I want to make sure like guests like you are having a good time and not feeling like, oh good lord, what is this guy doing? You know what I mean? I've had my awkward moments, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean, but at the end of the day I just want to make sure everyone's happy too, you know what I mean, like make sure they dig it and love the stuff I put out.
Yeah. Well, we
Now,
got a lot of help from the guy that did the recording for us. His name's Stephen Powell, and he's a Preserved Sounds recording.
mhm.
And he was like a fourth member of the band. We could just look at each other when we were listening into the replay, and he would fix the stuff that I was thinking of, as I'm thinking of it. And
He like was able to read your mind a little bit.
yeah, we were on the same page, and he just made it. It wouldn't be what it is without him. Definitely,
I
he
mean,
he does a great job.
and that's always a key point of a band too, someone who could actually help you guys figure things out a little bit. Now I keep hearing you guys put on a hell of a live show.
We
You
try
know,
to. Well,
I
I
mean,
can tell you this: we have fun.
and that's a good thing. I mean, having fun is always the best thing. Like me, when people ask me what's my favorite thing, I definitely love going to live shows. A lot of reasons because I love to hear the music live. You know what I mean? I don't get me wrong. I love purchasing CDs. I don't mind buying, getting stuff from Spotify and all that stuff. But something seeing a band live like you guys would be an awesome experience in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like I could literally hear the music, even though I was listening to it on Spotify. Like I could still feel like you guys would be a kick-ass show live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely have fun doing it. But I tell you what I've noticed here lately is I was like, I don't get to go to shows anymore.
I was
I'm
just
so
about to
busy
say,
with my own band, and people are like, hey man, you gonna go see so and so coming through? And I'm like, oh man, I got a show that night, or I got a family responsibility or something, or there's your time just you get pulled in so many different directions, and you have to pick and choose what you want to do.
yeah, and
So
ooh,
the
excuse
band
me.
and family come first. So
That's true. I put it's kind of funny, like you said, you put the band and family first. I actually put family, then the podcast second, because I have two little ones. So if I don't give them the attention, I'm like in the doghouse, and not just with those two, with my wife too. So I can't be in that doghouse.
no, that's not a good place to be.
No, I've been there before, and never again. I said
Been there long enough to know you don't want to go back, right?
it took me a few hours to be in the doghouse with her. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'll just shut my mouth. You know what I mean? Um, Tour wise, are you guys gonna plan on doing another tour maybe or this
This
coming
year we're
year?
just doing like some regional stuff,
Okay.
not so much tours, but just like every other weekend or so. Like Saturday we played in Metairie, Louisiana. Uh,
Ooh.
Had a great show at the Twist of Lime with our good friends in Misled.
Hmm.
They're from Metairie, and some new friends, Sustenance. We played with them, and they were a good band I wasn't familiar with. We had a good show that night, and next month we're playing downtown music hall in Fort Walton Beach with Pass the Ammunition and a kick-ass band from Panama City called American Backstab. If
That's
y'all
a
want,
great band name too.
oh yeah, they kick ass, man. They're working on new stuff right now, but they got lots of older material on YouTube and such.
Mhm.
And you know, if you like the older hardcore '80s sounding stuff, go check them out. They're one of my favorite bands,
No,
uh,
I
and they're
definitely.
good friends too.
And yeah, that's a key thing. But it's always good when you can do shows like that with A, good people, and B, that people you know too.
Yep,
Um, you think would you guys do like a state to state tour, or if that came up, if you guys
we're
had the
working on
chance?
that for next year.
Okay.
We got one more show this in November. We do a an annual show around Joe and I's birthdays in November, and this one's going to be in Panama City Beach with American Backstab again, and then another great band from Pensacola, Florida, called Bangarang Peter. They're an
Okay.
amazing. I don't know what kind of genre you put them in. They're rock, I guess. The girl singer Renee, she sounds like Joplin and Melissa
Ooh.
Etheridge to me. She's really amazing. They're a three-piece. The whole band's amazing. So they'll be on that one with us in November, and then following in the next year, we're going to try to do more touring,
Mhm.
and eventually, I want to go to Europe. That's like one of my life goals is to play music in Europe. So that's in the works also.
All right, now that's a goal to go play music in Europe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's to me when you go out of the country, out of the US, I feel like you just accomplished something like huge. Like you just I don't know even how to explain that just because it's just an amazing feel probably going to Europe.
Yeah. It seems
And
like all my friends that I've, grown up musically with have all done it except for me. I'm like the last one. So I got to make it happen. It's going to happen. If it just boils down to me with an acoustic guitar, it's going to happen.
okay, and I like that. Is there a specific spot you want to play in Europe or anywhere in Europe?
Yeah, I just got to get there. Yeah, I wouldn't care where, just as long as I was there.
Definitely go to Ireland. That would be a lot of
Yeah,
fun
I
day.
definitely want to do the pub scene all across Europe. I definitely want to do that.
That would actually be you know what? I hope you get a chance to do it because I would love to hear the stories when you come back from that one.
Oh, I wouldn't remember them.
Well, good point. Good point.
You'd
Pictures
have to
too.
give me the backpack stenographer for that one, for that trip, for
Uh,
sure.
if I was able to afford the trip and my kids were young, I think I'd go with you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have my little stage camera right here that I purchased, which is kind of funny. I have this little thing now, like I could connect my phone. It's like a almost like what the hell is those called? Those selfie sticks, but made to do move arounds, like point of view and turn it around so people can see 360, all that stuff.
Right on. The pub cam on the put it on the keg and
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
watch us drink it all.
Hey, I can go for a pint of Guinness right about now, but I
Yeah, that would be
promise
good.
that it would be good. I had a good dinner, so I was like, damn, a good Guinness would have went well.
Yeah, who knows when I'd be able to go, but definitely like Oktoberfest might be a good time.
Ooh,
Get
yeah,
in on that.
that would be actually a really cool thing to do during for the Oktoberfest. I mean, you can't go wrong with brats and beers over there in Germany. So
Oh no, yeah. And I'm a
I
big history buff too, so I want to see all the history over there. They have
okay,
like they got this tank museum in England that I see YouTube videos
I
of
heard
all
about
the
that.
time, and I would really like to go there. And then just uh, cathedrals and just the history there.
I would love to. I definitely one of my spots that I really want to go to, and hopefully, like it's like my bucket list is definitely do Ireland, Germany, Italy, of course, because my wife's Italian. But for me, it would have to be Spain because of my roots of being Hispanic. So Spain is up there as my. If I was doing a European tour, I would just go Italy, Ireland, Germany, and then end it in Spain, and then come back home. You know what I mean? Just because that would be me.
Right, right.
I mean, one thing I mean, I've seen pictures. I've seen my friends go to Europe.
Yeah,
Like you said, I'm probably the only one that has not gone yet.
Yeah. And none of them say, oh, don't go. They're like, you got to go.
You gotta go. I know. And that's the thing. Like I sit here and I'm like, well, now as we're talking about this, I'm like, wow, I really need to get to Europe now. You know, I'm reaching 45 this year. It's like I almost want to say maybe next year I'm gonna have to splurge a little bit.
Yep. Hey,
And
that's what money's for, to spend.
yeah, but I'm not seeing that much money lately because it goes right to the kids, wife and kids in house.
Well, I will give you a sneak peek of one of the songs that I'm working on. I actually wrote it during the recession of 08, 09, whenever
Okay.
that was.
I
It's
think it was
called Everything's Gone Up Except for My Income. So I think that has come full circle again. So that's going to definitely be one on the next album.
ooh, I actually cannot wait then. That sounds really like a great title. I do love the title to that song.
I think it's something everybody can relate to.
I think now in the times that are tough, yeah. I mean, even with during the recession, at that time in '08, like you said, '08, '09, I think it was '08, I believe, but I could be wrong, how hard everything was
Yeah.
and the struggles. And now if you think about how many years later, here we are again, struggling.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes.
And yeah, I
Ups and
mean,
downs.
yeah, oh, without a doubt, like, it's kind of funny this year where I work, we were busy as hell, in the winter, and then as soon as summer hit, we were getting busy and then kind of died off. One thing I forgot was an election year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. I'm not a politics kind of guy, but I forgot all about the election this year. I've totally was spaced out about it this year. So I'm like, I wonder why we're so slow. I'm like, someone goes, it's an election year. I'm like, oh, snap. Yeah, you're right. Didn't even think about that at all. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that it hits you later. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
But the one thing, like you said, what makes you happy is your music, what you guys love to do. And, November sounds like it's going to be a huge birthday bash for you and your one of your
Yeah. This
guys.
will be our third year.
Okay.
Um, so it should be. I mean, I know I'm going to have fun. Hopefully,
Hey,
there'll be lots of people there to have fun with me.
oh, I have a feeling there are going to be a lot of good people there having fun with you because it sounds like, again, you guys know how to have a good time on a live show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something. There's people who are great putting down the CDs, and people are great just putting on the live show. And I have a feeling listening to what I heard and then just listening to your vibe and how you are, I think you put an incredible live show on. I think you guys put on a huge, awesome show.
I think so too.
Would I love to be there? Yes, I would be. But in spirit, I'll be there. And, I would definitely say I would love to be there celebrating your birthdays too. You know what I mean? I give anything, but I know, times are so tough right now. I can't even afford a
Yeah, we
plane.
gotta save up for Europe, man.
Yeah, yeah. Europe is one of those trips, and so is the D word of Disney
Oh
for the
yeah, yeah. I got it.
kids.
I think I'm doing that one next summer.
I'm actually doing that next spring break, which is next year, 2025. So we've yeah, prices are just a little high. I just
Yeah, I think
but
I'm gonna try to push it to maybe next Christmas because I've been there in the summertime and it's hot,
yeah,
and it
it is.
rains. It rains every day.
Yep. And when it rains, it pours, and it pours for like about 5 minutes, and then you just continue on with your day.
Yeah,
And I think we're gonna go on spring break because this year for December it's gonna be too tough for us. You know what I mean? So looking at spring break pricing, we're like, good lord, prices are so bad. Just,
yeah,
but you know what? When you like you said, when you go and take the kids, they love it, and as a parent, you're like, mission accomplished.
yeah, yeah. I haven't been in years, and my daughter is about to turn 12,
Oh, nice.
and I haven't been with her, so we're gonna do that. We're definitely gonna do Disney within the next couple of years, and we always go fishing for spring break. That's what we do,
Oh, that's awesome. That's a
or
great connection with
camping.
your daughter.
Yeah, she likes the outdoors. I do too. We go fishing or camping or something like that. We got our father daughter November fall camping trip coming up soon, so we do
Nice.
that every year too.
And I love that. I mean, me and my daughter have our weekly shopping, or I'll take her with me to grab a toy somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, she's turning 8 this year, so I'm excited for her because she's a She's on a dance team. So she's learning to dance like hip hop music, jazz, acro, tap, all that stuff. So seeing her perform on stage actually puts a huge smile on my face.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of her. She made the team last year. This year's her second year, and she put out more on her. But I gotta tell you, she's handling like a champ because it's longer time, more training, running around, more running
Yeah.
for them. So, I told her, I'm like, I go, sweetie, you want to be somebody like this. Like, for instance, like, how I talk to musicians, like, yeah, they put in so much time, and she doesn't realize, like I have with talking like to you and other people, how much time it takes to put an album down, write the lyrics, do this, the dedication, the time,
Yeah.
the way from the family. Sometimes it could be a month, it could be 3 months for all I know. And and I just constantly remind her, dedication, the love, you have to do it for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I
So,
agree.
and I'm excited for your daughter. Uh, that camping trip sounds like a lot of fun. I actually wish my daughter was like that, but I gotta wait now for my son. He's my, he's the hopeful of the father-son time. You know what I mean now.
Right. Well,
So
she's the only one I got. And so um she I let her pick what she wants to do.
that's cool, man. I like that.
Yeah. So for her birthday this year in December, we're gonna go see a Saints game. She said she wanted to go see a football game. So I was like, well,
Ah, so she's a December baby.
yep, she is.
So am I actually. I'm the 17th of December.
That's her birthday too.
Oh, okay. So that's a great birthday to have. So I really hope, I know it's a little time ahead, but I hope she gets her dream to go to see the Saints game. Hopefully it's not against the Giants since I'm a New
It's
Yorker.
gonna be against the Redskins or Commanders. It's the Washington team, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck you
okay. The
say.
Commanders. I still know them as Redskins to this day. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, cool. Please beat them. I'll be rooting for the Saints on that day because I'm a Giants fan.
Right.
So, I really hope your daughter does have a wonderful birthday too. On that note, I hope you have a great birthday too.
Yep, we
Um,
will.
you know, before we, again, I got to thank you for coming on tonight. You know what I mean? I know it's been a long day.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. I mean, before we sign off, can you let people know where they can find the band and, where they can find you guys?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. We have a website also. It's Xscape Gote, Xscape Gote. And we're on all the streaming platforms with our new album Yard Sale.
Also, got to give a big shout out to Raquel Figolo. Make sure you
Yes,
check her out. And, she's really good. She's
Raquel
amazing.
is awesome.
She's awesome. She's been awesome to me, inviting me, having you guys come on. Truly awesome person. She works very hard. I could tell you that much.
Yes, she
So
does. And she's very sweet and she looks good doing it too.
yeah, she does. Yes, that I agree 100%. Guys, if you want to check out Raquel, please check out her website for all your PR needs, raquelfigolo.com. Please check her out. Please, thank you again, Ash, from Xscape Gote coming on tonight. We look
Thank
forward
you.
to hearing to the new music in 2025. I wish you and your daughter happy early birthdays. I hope you guys have a great time. And, as you can see, guys, dreams come true. Here he is. He's doing what he's loving, and I'm doing what I love too. And hopefully we both get to go to Europe together one day. Hopefully. If not, I'll see
That
you there.
that would be awesome.
That
I'll
would
buy you a
be,
pint.
oh, and I'll buy you a pint on that one too. So, guys, as you see, dreams do come true. But check us out. I'll have all the information on my site for them. Listen to the music; it's unreal. You'll love it, guys. And nothing but love, peace, and happiness. Good night, everybody.